876 292 677666. You want a horse? Link Claudia Davis, man. You want a piece of land? She had the real big woman, Miss Davis, she had the real big woman. With she, you coulda never go wrong with she. You can own horse and a van through she. You can own acre land. Miss D had the real big woman. With she, you coulda never go wrong with she. You can own horse and a van through she. You can own acre land. She tell me pre-smart, pre-better. Get your own damn place so you prefer every day. My wife if you sign up letter car. NHT them a real trendsetter. Plus me don't get a youth of a member. My son just on table in December. And she do construction too. She will build your house for you and you get it well rendered. Davis, she had the real big woman. With she you coulda never go wrong with she. You can own house and a van through she. You can own acre land. Miss D had the real big woman. With she you coulda never go wrong with she. You can own house and a van through she. You can own acre land. She now start it and left you there. Me I tell your brother, yes, she well prepared. And if you're meeting and no farmer banga wrong, she give you lawyer, brother, clear your fear. She are the best RST agent. She help the need if you stop pay rent. They don't care about mind them, just give me strength by steel and gravel and black and cement out. Now me house that I build up on the high, me and save some me money gone up in the sky from. Maybe Claudia, me say me nah lie bank. Have money and me pocket never giant. Me swear for me life, say me son him have to fly so. Hypocrite pagan while we die. No can't stop Claudia Davis, don't try. Every day another house gone. I Miss Davis, she had the real big woman. With she you coulda never go wrong with she. You can own house and a van through she. You can own acre land. Miss D.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning, morning, morning.
I wonder if they can see us.
Morning, Pharaoh. How are you?
Can you see us?
And hear us?
What happened is the dashboard has changed. You notice? We haven't been on in 3 weeks, and they upgraded the program.
Wow.
So usually we see ourselves here, but now we're not seeing that.
So it's a whole new learning curve now.
Yeah. We're not seeing ourselves. See there? We can't see your faces. Okay, so we need to figure out this. One moment, everyone.
I'm gonna Google it. What is it? We're using Restream.
Yeah. Let's see.
But you can hear us, right?
Yeah, they can hear us. Okay. Let me see what's happening here.
So it's at the bottom there.
Yeah, but we don't want to be at the bottom. We just want to show us.
So what do you keep clicking? Oh, that see. Oh, that So that's if you're doing a presentation. It's the first one too.
That's what we're on first. So that one doesn't show us at all.
Expand it. No, expand it out. See, there's an expansion arrow.
Where's the expansion arrow?
Goes at the top. Goes up. Goes at the senior now. Your screen is blank. Go back to the
other screen. This one here. But this is showing us little. Like, how do they? How do we? So these are the new screen options that they give us, but none of these allows us to
go to the full screen.
The big.
Go to the full screen.
That's the one that doesn't show us at all.
So the two little arrow there now.
Here?
Yeah.
That just made it wider.
All right. So what about those 3 dots? What are those for?
Use. It says hide. Ah, there we go. Oh, they're smart.
Ah, I was born smart actually. So you need to. It seems like a camera is foggy, or what's going on?
No, it's not the camera. It's the fact that we're dimly lit. So the camera is actually trying to adjust. We need light reflecting from behind the computer for us to be brighter.
So is it gonna get better?
As daylight comes in, yes.
Or maybe you could turn on some more light. I don't know.
Don't have any more lights?
Lights there.
Let me try.
Lights by the washroom. All right, hi everyone. Oops, I'm not supposed to touch any body here. How do I move the comments? This thing is so still, yeah, we still look grainy. You sure your camera is clean? All right, so let Restream adjust itself. All right, so Farah is in the house. Hi, Farah, happy that you're here. Naku is in the house too. Naku Jam. Hi, Naku. We haven't seen all of you in a while. Lorna is here. Yes, I'm well. Thank you, Lorna. Horse dead and cow fat, Tony. I think we need a program that says horse dead and cow fat.
Where you get all the sus.
You know, let me write that down. Yes, it should be one of the topics, eh? Horse dead and cow fat.
We're now going to begin the segment of horse dead and cow fat. The news on the streets.
Yeah. Horse dead and cow fat. Thank you for that one. Who else is there? Horse dead and cow fat was the last person I saw. Then you have Joy's here. Hi, Joy.
What was that? The Sir P thing not going to work for you guys? Who's Sir P?
This Sir P thing not going to work for you guys. What's Sir P? Tell us. Horse dead and cow fat. What's that? All right, Joy's here. Love over hate. Gosh, Jamaicans are something else. All right, so everybody's seen us now, I guess, right?
Yes.
Yes, very good. Restream change the screen. Are you having a senior moment?
No, they changed it. It looks completely different. Like none of these icons here were new.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you click them, you get into different things like this. This is all new.
Okay, great. All right, so I guess the people at Restream are renewing themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to renew ourselves as well. Well, I should tell you, we went to the Tropics conference in November. Man, for the whole week after that, I was so tired. Early.
Now I understand when they go on vacation and they come back more tired than when they went.
I said the thing was jam-packed, guys. You definitely get your money's worth, you know?
Mm-hmm. And there's lots of activities.
There are so many activities. Plus, I didn't expect them to feed us. Really. Seriously. So they gave us, was it lunch and dinner? Yes.
Yeah.
Break, lunch, dinner. For some of the sessions. I didn't expect was it every day? More or less?
Mm-hmm.
Because even when we went on the tours, we had a tour where we toured some days. Mm-hmm. Really nice. We stopped. And they actually fed us as well.
Okay.
It was a good week. It was a great week, actually. We met so many persons. Mm-hmm. Jamaicans who want to come back. Tony, for really.
Anyone I think can benefit from the conference, but I think it will mostly help persons who have been overseas for a while and looking to reintegrate themselves into the Jamaican society, it's a good starting point. First, for the information, two facts you'll meet, and definitely for the Negril persons, he does a good job of showing you what Negril has to offer in terms of shopping, housing, entertainment, etc.
Right. And you also get to interface if you want to open a bank account. Quickest, easiest place to do it. If you also want to get your TRN, that's a kind of thing. And I'm sure next year will be bigger and better. So put it on your calendar, guys. This year it was November, when we went? November 17th?
Yeah,
I don't remember the date.
Until the 23rd. I think.
Right. So it was a whole week. We actually took the Knutsford Express down. That's another great service, another company doing very well in terms of carrying what matters. Is that the logo? I think that's what it is. I'm seeing it somewhere.
Carrying what matters?
I think so. Something like that. Moving what matters.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah. Knutsford Express. Thanks to Knutsford Express as well. We took the Knutsford Express down, boarded the bus at 6 a.m. And we landed in Negril. Well, the bus stopped in Draxall, I think, and it stopped in Montego Bay.
We actually did a change of bus.
A change of bus in Montego Bay. So it was good for me to stop so that I'm not in the bus for the whole 3 hours, you know what I mean? So it was good. I got to see things. When I'm on the bus, I see things that I don't normally see, right? Because I'm driving. So it's a really good experience for me personally as a driver. I get to relax. The bus is very comfortable. I mean, the bus is so comfortable, you can sleep in that bus and don't feel it. Literally.
I slept going and coming.
Right. I never felt a bit. Drivers are polite. The seats are comfortable. Your air conditioning.
Most important, the service is efficient.
Very efficient. Did we have any delays? No, we didn't. Did we? No, we didn't.
We didn't. Even with the rain.
Even with the rain, we didn't have any delay. Came on time, and the bus drivers are good. They're very good, competent drivers. Close your eye and know that you're going to get where you're going. And like when you're driving with some of these other drivers, oh my God, you're pressing brakes and you're doing all kind of things. So good, Knutsford Express. So Tropics Conference, Knutsford Express, A for that. All right, so we had another great experience actually. We actually got to saw the Pinnacle development. So the Tropics Conference arranged for us to see the Pinnacle itself being constructed on the last day. Now, literally, the Pinnacle is on a pinnacle, guys. It's out in a pinnacle in Montego Bay. So it's juts out into the sea. You want to show them it, Tony? It's easy to find. It's not difficult. Yep. Is it a peninsula? What you call a peninsula?
How do you find it?
Or is that what you call a pinnacle? Knutsford Express did float an IPO. I don't know why I didn't buy it. It's really a great service. Really, really.
How do you find a Pinnacle?
Go on to maybe Google Earth, and I'm sure they would have tagged it by now.
Okay.
So that was another great experience. And I also went to the Pinnacle Conference on Wednesday. That's Wednesday of this week. They had that conference at the Montego Bay Conference Center. Now that center is so underutilized. Every time I go there, I'm like, Jamaican government, you need to wake up. The Chinese gave us that building free of cost, I'm sure. I mean, we provided the land, of course. And the place is utilized. I don't know why there are more conferences. We should have a conference literally every day and every weekend. That's how massive the place is.
You underestimate the amount of people that are in Montego Bay.
So you're saying that conference is in the wrong place?
Yeah.
But why not have international conferences?
Well, maybe that's what they need to look at.
Yeah. Have international conferences surrounding the center, right?
Mm-hmm.
You should have international conferences. So the that was another great experience for us. So the property tour was good. I got to see the grill. I got to see different types of buildings, what's being offered on that side of the island. And of course, the tour was good, so I understand now what's going on at the Pinnacle. And they're cooperating with agents, so I am able to actually sell the Pinnacle as well. So if you're interested in the Pinnacle, then you want to let me know. Tony, you want to go Pinnacle, Montego Bay. Another great feature. What was another great feature of the conference? I'm trying to remember what day is coming up. Oh, so someone did a talk on the airport that's going in the grill. That was a good, I didn't realize actually that the airport was going in the grill. And they're far along. They've actually chosen a spot. I understand it's somewhere near one of the Negril schools. I can't tell if it's a primary or the high because I wasn't paying attention like that.
That's what they said?
Yeah, it's somewhere in the bus. Somebody told me it is going to be across from one of the schools.
Yeah, but I thought it's further out of Negril now.
It's at Little London.
That's not Negril.
Well, that's a stone throw. And to think that I've sold properties in Little London, I didn't buy the properties. See, guys? All right, so see the Pinnacle there. So the Pinnacle in screen. Oh, they're not seeing.
How to show them.
Right, so the airport. What surprised me though, I'm sure I heard a gentleman say 45% of persons who come into Montego Bay are going to the grill. Yet the government of Jamaica, they have not fixed those roads going into the grill, Lucy. All those roads are still a pothole. You literally come into a stop. Come on, guys. Yeah. Government of Jamaica. Why are you waiting on an airport people into Little London instead of fixing road? What about the locals? What about me? I mean, I was in the Northside Express. I never felt a single pothole. But I'm saying, what about me? What about everybody who lives in the area?
Okay, we're here.
One of those places. They need roads. Why we don't? What is it? What are you saying? That we don't deserve to drive on proper roads on that side of the island? Come on. If anybody listening to me from the government, please, I implore you to fix the road that is there now. We, the people who in the country who pay taxes, we deserve to drive on good roads. And if you know your statistics tell you that 45% of persons coming to Montego Bay Airport, final destination is Negril, that's a no-brainer that you should fix the local, isn't it?
Yes.
Come on. I know. I
guess the government is being short-sighted.
Or what is the politics behind that? Short-sightedness.
I mean, the average person who's going to Negril for vacation from the airport counting the bad road because they're on the nuts for that. So they're not feeling it. It's the rest of us with our not so good shocks.
That's probably a point. And they're in tour buses, right?
Yeah.
They're probably not feeling it. No, but seriously, man, fix the road, man. Guys, I don't know. You must have it in the budget. What about TDP? Where is that money, the tourist money that you collect from every tourist coming into Jamaica? All right, so look now. That's the Pinnacle you start. Tony, show them with your arrow. Can't miss it. See, they're under construction, surrounded by water. So that's the Bogue Road you're looking at. That Bogue Road, show them Tony, main road in Montego Bay. That road takes one of the main roads. Go to the left. So this road will take you to Fair. No, go that way. So you would go.
Where you point?
If you go to the left, well, my left, maybe your right, you'll be heading to Lucy. I remember I was selling a development called Ocean. That's the road that you would take to get there, right? Go back to the Pinnacle.
Okay.
Because Lucy is far from Tony. All right, go to the right. Go to the back road. That's the Bogue Road. Continue. We actually have a property selling at Bogue. Show them.
Bogue Hill?
Oh.
Ramble Hill. There we go. So we're here.
All right, so
somewhere.
Right across from the Bogue Village. It's 220,000 US dollars with a updated building on it. Somewhere up there, right. So we're selling that property. So you see right on the main.
From the backyard, we can see this pool.
Right.
So it's somewhere here.
Here, right. So we 220,000 US is great for a villa, 3/4 acres. All right. As you see, that's the main Bogue Road. They just turn off and you're right there. And hold on, did you show them the housing scheme? So that housing scheme is a Gore housing scheme built by Gore. It's called Bogue Village. See Bogue Village. So look, Bogue Boulevard is here. So all of here in here, zoom in. Come over to the left. So all of here is what Gore constructed called Bogue Village. Back in the day, I dread the prices that those were sold for, and I didn't buy one. Tony, missed opportunity. All right, so you have a plant on the main across the street. That's what you're looking at, those water bodies. Large treatment plant for the right here. So this is a Fairway shopping center. So you come to shopping center.
This is it.
This is it.
Where I've been to the movie theater.
Right at the corner. So you can see the pinnacle. So if you're in Fairway, if you're at the Fairview shopping center, you're literally in Montego Bay town.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So go back. Let's get back to Pinnacle. So as you can see, good company right in Montego Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Show them the click on the Pinnacle. You should
picture.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take off that.
How do I take that off?
Oh. All right. So that's what it's gonna look like. 4 towers.
It's gonna be nice.
It's gonna be beautiful. So look out for my video on that.
What I really like
coming
the fact
out
that they mentioned that like one of the tower if you want to reside, another tower if you want to reside plus the Airbnb, right? And then the other towers are like basically hotels.
Yeah. Branded.
I thought that was a nice
branded hotels, right? All right. And now they're doing the shopping center area. So that's up for grabs as well. So the Pinnacle was a good experience at Tropics. So were the tours. I really got to interact with a lot of persons coming back. Those who are back already give their experiences. Those who are, oh, by the way, and I have a celebrity friend now, who was interviewed for the customs. So that you see that.
What?
Patrice.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah. Very good interview, Patrice. So Patrice is one of the first persons that we met. She's in our inner circle. And by the way, her name is Chad by name. So well done. So she's now my sister, right? My adopted sister. And I met 2 more other sisters too. Tony.
Yes.
Yeah. I met Norma and I met Gloria. And both of them came from my district, from my father's district in St. Mary. So so we must be sisters, right? So I had a ball. I enjoyed myself, although half the time I was tired. Then, I'm using the Tropics cup here for my water. Forgot to show you best part.
That's not the best
Don't
part.
show the best part of the conference. But even better, at the conference, I met some of my very same subscribers. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? So I met some of them like Bill, what is it with me? And guess what?
Met Charles.
Met Charles, yes. Guess what, Tony?
Mm-hmm.
We got a gift as well from let me see if she's on. Is she on?
She's not on.
She's not on. She probably don't know come again.
Yeah.
We got a gift from the Buffalo Soldier. Tony, show them a gift. All right, there. We got a gift. So it's a water bottle. I have one too, right? It's just not here now. I have one too with our names on it.
Mm-hmm.
So great, so thoughtful. So useful. I mean, so
But it's almost
memorable.
like karma. Is that karma? I've been saying for like maybe 3
Yeah.
weeks that I need a water bottle,
Yeah,
a
me
small
too.
enough one that I can carry
That you
around.
can carry around.
It's like when
So-
you say speak it to the universe, and,
And it
appearing.
happens.
Yeah.
Somebody hears. Show it to them again. It has our names on it, right? So nobody can mistake Miss Claudia D and Tony Ann. Mine says Miss Claudia D. I didn't carry it out here with me. It's at home, but well, I do have, both of us have our tropics. Club, did you show? Oh, your tropics look different from mine.
It's the same
It's the same
thing.
thing. So it says Tropics Investment Conference. So if you see us with it in our sets, that's where we got it. All right. So great conference.
And it's a good vacation too.
Good vacation. We actually, when there was a night I went to club, I was so tired I couldn't go to the club. Trust me. But then the final night of the dinner, I said, yes, Tony, I have to go to the dinner. I didn't even expect us to dance. But man, then the DJ lick up the music. I had to get up and dance. Even though my knees killed me afterwards. But I had to get up and dance. It was a great vibe. Everybody was so nice. And the hosts for the conference, who is Winthrop. What's Winthrop's last name?
Wellington.
I don't usually remember last names. I remember the first name, Winthrop. Winthrop and his brothers. They're the hosts for the conference. They're so nice. His team was beautiful.
Mhm.
His team was like non-intrusive, but they were always there when if it's a question. They moved through like they knew exactly what they needed to do. You know, it was so well planned, harmonized. They knew where they needed to be, where they needed to sit, where they needed to stand, when they needed to move around and needed to do something. I mean, I was impressed. I'm telling you, I was impressed.
Practice makes perfect, Mom. It's their third year doing this.
Well,
so they're
he said
building from strength to strength.
He said the first year that they didn't have. He tried to do it with him and one assistant. It just never worked. So
No, it worked, but it didn't work as well.
it didn't work for him, as he would have been deadbeat. But he realized and he got a team. So, ladies and gentlemen, just like when Jesus came on this earth, he went and he got 12 disciples. Remember that. So, if you want to do great things, you need a team, right? As they say, you want to do things fast, do it on your own. But you want to go far, you need a team, right? You have to get a team. So, remember, gather your 12 disciples, whether from in your family or friends and so on, co-workers, colleagues, whatever you want to call it, mentors, coaches, and whatever, godfathers, godmothers, whatever you want to call it. But you have to gather your team around you, right? And I saw that display of teamwork seriously at that conference. I'm trying to remember the name of the young lady who called me. Candice. So I had put an email asking about the bus and when I get out the Knutsford, are there taxis and so on. And Candice picked up the phone and she called me. She called me and she told me I didn't even know I could book an Uber. Is it Uber? I didn't even know I could book an Uber. So guys, if you're in the grill, you can book an Uber.
You can book it in Kingston to come.
Well,
because you drive.
I drive. So I have no clue, but guess what? Uber is in the grill, and I guess that would be Montego Bay as well, right? So you can book an Uber. So actually, Norma and Gloria get perfect because they had booked an Uber, right? So we actually hitched a ride with them, their Uber, to get to the conference, to get to the hotel, which is the Travelers Beach Resort. So
and that's what I like about these things too, because we were all on the Knutsford. Didn't even came off.
Yeah.
We just immediately helped each other, got to the hotel, and just became fast friends.
Right. I realized that we share the same surnames. It's so great. We actually look alike. Can I tell you?
Yeah, and you're from the same district.
Right. We actually look alike. So it was a great experience. I'm actually looking forward to it next year. As I told you, block out the dates. Because I'm not sure if it will be held in the exact slot. I don't know. I forgot to look at their trend to see if they actually just it's as dates. But I liked it. One of those things that I like, and I would actually do it every year.
For you, it was an active vacation. That's
Active.
what you like. You don't like just going to a hotel and sitting down and enjoying the beach.
And and I don't know anybody, and everybody was there to meet people anyway.
Yeah.
So you walk up to persons and you could talk to them, and you could.
What's the crazy thing? It everybody comes as strangers, and you literally have to go and introduce yourself and make conversation. Like, when was the last time you had to do that as an adult? You kind of just know who you know, and you just stick to who you know. But this conference allows you to expand.
And everybody expects you to talk to them. So
so nobody's like, I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah, so it's not like that. Everybody expects you to talk, and everybody expects you to take your phone numbers and to keep in touch. So we actually started a WhatsApp group from that conference, and so far persons, you can ask questions and so on in the group. Or persons who are local, we try to help, right? It was really, I got the sum total of more than the money I spent. I can tell you that. Joe's online. Hi, Joe. Joe?
Yeah, that's Joe.
Is that really Joe?
Yeah.
You can see her face?
I think that's really Joe. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Joe. Yeah, so Joe was in the grill as well. And we met Joe. I tell you. So Joe is in our inner circle too. With Gloria, Norma, Patrice.
And Inger.
Oh yes, Inga. So we kind of mesh and blend, and so when we have to go to dinner, we just everybody sit here, so grab a table, look out for everybody. So it was kind of cool. I liked it. I really do. So I'm looking forward to it next year.
What has everybody else been up to though?
I'm blocking out my calendar to get it done.
I mean, we've been gone for 3 weeks. What have y'all been doing?
Yeah, what have y'all been doing? So we have been over 3 weeks. We did a conference. Now we're in the middle of this whole tax thing. So that's bugging us. Well, after I came from the conference, I was just flat out tired for a whole week, literally. I'm dragging around and all of that. But I'm kind of back to my normal self because I wasn't able to wake up. So for the live, I wasn't waking up at my 4 a.m., 4:30 when I normally wake up. So that's why I was not live when I came back off the conference. Because my body was just getting me up at 6:30. I'm like, what? What's the time? Oh. And I'm back. Thank God. So what have you all been up to? I want to know. Tony, did you miss any questions? So remember, this is live. This is where we take your questions. Right?
So Horse and Kofat says that Sir P is a content creator and he never shows his face. I don't think that would work for us.
No, that wouldn't work. Not for Jamaican blogging. I know Jamaicans tend to be touchy-feely, right? It's only because of COVID why we kind of stop hugging each other. But when you meet a Jamaican, they usually want to hug and everything, and it's like you're meeting them not for the first time. It's like you know them forever. So YouTube Live, remember, on YouTube Live is where we answer your questions about real estate. What I am going to tell you though is that having been to Thropex, I have been motivated to up my game, as they would put it. You Tony? Because every once in a while you meet somebody who just motivates you to want to do better. Whether from being in their presence or just reading their books or simply going to a conference, right? You're motivated. So we are fixing up space. Actually, the space is going to be from our office where we're going to be doing YouTube Live. We're going to try and get back to our 3 o'clock time because in the evenings on a Sunday, because I realize that the morning 6 o'clock is tricky for some persons.
I think it's better for the people in UK.
Better for the UK persons. But at 3, they should still be able to get on because 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, it's only about 8 o'clock their time. in the evening. And I'm hoping that by 3, those in Jamaica, the North Americas will church and dinner and all of that. And can get in.
Or before dinner.
Before dinner. All right. So YouTube Live is going to get very ambitious, guys. You need to really pump in and join in because we're going to be teaching some stuff, right? So the segments now for the YouTube Live will be, one of them will be building and building construction. So this is where I will teach you about how to calculate concrete, how to use veneer foundation. And I'll be teaching you all of that stuff coming right up, right? So that's going to be one segment. You have another, and it's going to be a lot of mathematics. Some of you don't like the mathematics, but it's simple maths. Can't go wrong. Besides, you can always go back to the video and watch it again.
Yeah, PowerPoint slides, Mom.
Yeah,
show us the formulas.
Yeah, I'm going to have PowerPoint slides. So we're going to keep it succinct, and you get to ask questions maybe for 5 minutes after that, right? We're also going to be doing investment. Real estate is one of the investment vehicles. I think it's the best investment vehicle because you get to control it. You get to price it. You get to decide when you want to get rid of it. You don't have to do it in a knee-jerk reaction.
You also get to enjoy this part.
Oh,
the
yeah.
other investments you can't enjoy. You can't enjoy cash in the bank.
That's true. So, like, remind them that cash in the bank is an asset. Remember that cash is an asset. So when you get your pay every week or every month, remember you have now got an asset in your hand, right? So if you're going to swap that asset, remember what you were taught. Asset, liability. Not meaning that Tony over here is a liability and I'm an asset. What asset? Liability.
You're not wrong. Kids are liabilities.
Now there you go. She said it, not me.
No, but they are. They cost you
money,
time, energy,
like everything, literally. And the grandkids now.
Yeah.
So remember, you have asset, you have liability. Remember, asset, your paycheck is an asset. So when you get that paycheck, you determine if you're going to convert it into a liability. Some persons do. They convert it into liabilities called rent, electric bill, water bill, what else? Cable bill, as I said, children's school fee, gas for the car, loan payment for the car, you name it, students loan, all those things. You're converting your real proper asset called cash. Cash is an asset on your balance sheet. Remember that. And it's also an asset in your bank account, in your pocket. So when you're going to exchange it, the challenge is some persons exchange all their cash for liability. So what's going to happen? What's going to happen, guys? You must only convert you have to convert some of the cash to a liability. But do you really? So the cash that you work for, you are converting it to a liability, right? And I'm giving you a little part of the investment already, but we will start that in January. What I'm telling you now is the segments that we'll start to do in January online. But Sharika's in the house. Hi, Sharika.
Hi, Sharika. Morning, Ruby.
So is Monica. Monica is here and Ruby is here.
And somebody else is here.
Oh,
I think they're new. Vanny Hall.
Vanny Hall. Okay.
Hi, welcome.
Welcome. So I'm teaching you just a little bit of what we're going to be doing, like in the investment part of it. So as I was saying, cash is an asset. But the danger with it is that you convert all of it to liabilities. So, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you shouldn't do that. At the very most, you should have a 50% of your income converted. Substituted. Yeah. Converted. Good, Tony. That's the word. Percent of your income that you personally receive must be converted to assets. And the other 50%, okay, fine. Yeah, your liabilities. This 50% over here that you convert to asset, that asset is going to work for you, and that asset is now going to start bringing you more income in the form of cash. So this assets in the form of cash. And after a while, you're going to find that if you do that enough over a period of time, you will find it will happen that these assets here will bring enough cash assets that you no longer need to work for the asset called cash. Who disagree with me? Tell me in the chat. All right, so that's just a little snippet of what's going to be taught. Then we have another section called the laws, the real estate laws. You need to know some laws that govern your whole real estate market in Jamaica. I'm not talking about anywhere else. You have to know them so you can maneuver them, so you can understand your rights and, know what you can and can't do. Then we talk about the institution. So we're going to touch on an institution every week as well. Institutions like the NHT, Housing Agency of Jamaica, your titles office, which is the NLA, control that.
You're going to teach them one thing about that institution, or
one
thing. Teach them everything about it?
No, one thing. So if we do, or maybe 2 or 3, for depending, a couple weeks. So we may do. So we're talking about NHT week, some next week, some the other week, and then we'll
like
to another.
Week you might do voluntary contribution and what that entails.
Right, and we'll move on to another institution, maybe another 3 weeks. But you learn and you'll know where to get the information. So even if I don't cover everything, come with your notebook and your pen. That way you can write it down and you will know where, if you need to go get this information, where do I go?
Interesting question, Sharika. Are you making reference to your book coming out in January?
January. Why
Sharika? January is ambitious.
January.
So you're what, halfway through the book?
Man, they said that's a quarter way.
Quarter way.
You're talking about
working on it all year?
You're talking about the construction book?
Yeah.
I've been working
all year.
Is it all? Don't say that 20, maybe 6 months.
6 months?
Yeah, maybe 6 months.
Oh, we got some questions.
I tell you, said the book, the building a block and steel house is so involved. When I started this book, I said, "Oh yeah, man, I can't bounce out this quick and fast. Everything." I said, "Oh my God." I still have to do some research. I still have to buy some other books to go read, because I don't so many books that I have to read to get the information.
Well, by the time you're finished, it's going to be a Bible. It's on building a block and steel house in Jamaica.
Plus, I did a companion workbook. I'm saying, are you serious? I did a companion workbook teaching you same calculations of some of these things that you need to know.
But I envision where Sightman will walk with this book and say, to mix the cement, you need on page 39. And then when the man says, how are we to tie the steel? And the man said, let's go to our reference guide on page 96.
Yes, okay. So the thing is, I underestimated how, which is why nobody has done this before. Now I'm seeing why.
You just need a coach, mommy. You're trying to self-motivate.
Is so much. It's so much.
Accountability coach.
I get up this morning and say, okay, I'm gonna finish this chapter. Finish what? Just a chapter and maybe foundation.
No, you can't finish a chapter in one day.
Just so many parts.
A chapter is going to take you about a week.
Yeah, that's what I realized.
The intro to the chapter you may do in one day.
And then I have the companion book going with it.
Mm-hmm.
My chapter on blueprint alone, I had to design a whole house. Just out. I don't want
something simple.
Yeah. And then Tony's telling me, but Mom, you're going to have to build it so that you have some the videos to show the people. I'm like, what the hell? So we will now have all of that I have to get. But the book first, right?
All right, so we have some questions. So
hold on, let me finish with the segments.
Oh.
So that's building, construction, the calculations, your investments, in real estate, what you need to calculate to know if you have an investment, the laws in real estate. Then we're going to look at the institutions that, right? And then we'll do current affairs, news, horse dead and cow fat.
Horse dead and
Cow
cow fat
section.
segment.
Yes. Yes. So those are the segments.
And then we'll have your questions.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep the segments to 15 just to teach a concept. And you'll have a 5 minutes within which to ask me any question on that particular thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll get down, finish the segments, and then we'll have a 15 minutes. You ask a question.
Okay.
Any other questions that you want to ask?
All right. So there's a question. Greetings, Miss D and Tony Ann. What do you think about Richmond Estates coming to Cousins Cove, Hanover? Slightly different offering, but greatly received and a boost for the area, I think.
Hold on. Did I miss that one?
While you're on vacation, maybe.
You know, as she said, I probably need a section for new developments, to introduce new developments.
Mm-hmm.
Because then this forced me to go research it. I didn't realize that.
That's so Richmond news section.
Richmond is coming to Cousins Cove, you said? Are they close to Cousins Cove is Hanover, right?
Yeah. That would be nice.
I wonder what price point they're coming in at. Need to find an article on it.
Yeah, they said slightly different offering. So
slightly different offering. That means a lower offering?
I don't know. But that area is nice. If it's near the high school, isn't that where Cousins Cove is?
No, I don't know. It's the thing. I just drive through the place. I don't, and I haven't been to since Ocean Point. Ocean Point, to be honest. So I have no clue. I can't maneuver it like that. But weird, possibly. I have to go figure it out. So when does that start, though?
Because they're finished when St. Anne, right? No, right?
More or less.
Okay.
More or less. Another new phase coming into for Gore. Gore is going to Trelawney. You must have seen that news by now. They had an article in the paper.
Oh, Monica says they're close to the Princess Hotel.
I don't know where that is. Princess Hotel.
The Princess Hotel is new, isn't it?
So new? Because the first time you're in a hotel called Princess.
Yeah, I think that's the near Green Island High. Right, I knew it was near the high school. Yeah, Green Island High.
I passed a high school near Green Island, yes?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I passed that high school.
If it's in that general vicinity, that's a nice area.
Yeah.
That would be a really nice boost for that area too.
Yeah, and so like it's on the main. Green Island. I don't know how far it is from the airport. How far is it?
I don't know. Wait, nothing in Jamaica is that far enough. I thought the girl was far and we actually reach. So it can't be that far.
You're supposed to can drive around this island in one day if you're serious. If you don't stop. You have any more questions?
I'm looking. Okay, so Michael is asking, why does private sale on property take so long? Sale on property in Jamaica takes long, but with private sale, there's I think 2 other little hurdles, right?
What 2 hurdles?
The person who is who has defaulted on their mortgage. That's why it's being sold.
It's not private treaty himself.
Oh, he says private sale. Oh,
yeah.
So that's like a resale of a property?
Mm-hmm. That's what I think.
Oh.
Private sale. So not from a developer, but you to me.
Oh, okay.
Well, one bottleneck I know are the lawyers and these sales agreements. I'll just say it. You send them an offer, it might take 2 weeks to a month before they even figure out this sale agreement between both of them.
Yeah, but one of the things that happens is the seller doesn't really decide on his attorney until he receives the offer. So then there's this whole week of them negotiating their terms with their attorney, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the offer sits there for a week while they're negotiating that.
Mm-hmm.
Then the draft sale agreement goes out, and then
no, it doesn't go out.
Yeah, that point after they've negotiated their terms.
The attorney for the seller
Yeah.
will send the agreement. No, you notify them now that this is a lawyer, and then that seller's lawyer takes a week to 1 month to do a draft. That's what I'm saying. They
don't take a month anymore to do the draft, Mom.
What are you talking about?
I've seen delays like up to like 2 weeks, but not a month anymore.
They have taken up to, I was working with a developer and that lawyer took a whole month. So some of the time she'll double do the sale because she don't remember that there was an offer on this lot. Yeah, it takes long to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is because they're not using standard contracts, right? They all think that they need to be writing this long epistle in the contract, as if to say is rocket science. So, first of all, the lawyers, to me, are a bottleneck in the first instance. Then, by the time them get to that now and decide, oh yes, we'll finally agree, buyer signs, pays a deposit.
And the truth is, a lot of sales in Jamaica, both buyer and seller are not on the island.
Sometimes the buyer is sometimes here, but the seller has to go overseas.
Yeah, there's usually they're not in the same. They're not in Jamaica,
right? So it has to go overseas. Sometimes it goes overseas. 2 or 3 persons have to sign. Then it comes back here. So the second bottleneck is the stamp office. Stamp office, a serious bottleneck. They're gonna take anywhere from a month to 6 weeks. And when you call them on the phone, they'll tell you that too. Oh, it's gonna take us anywhere from a month to 6 weeks. I'm not telling that, like it's so they're so proud of this. Oh, and like, oh, no, it can't be done any faster because we might have to visit the location. And
to be fair, they have a lot of properties processing plus the other work that the stamp office does. Because I go to the stamp office, and there is fully down.
That's because they're understaffed.
Yeah, but that's a government thing. Why is government understaffed in the stamp office?
Right. So no, we're talking.
And they're very paper. You go to the stamp office, fill out your handwrite on a piece of paper. It's not like you can't upload the information online somewhere.
Government of Jamaica, really? You're serious? With stamp office being so manual is redundant.
To collect $50 when you're doing the registration.
Yeah.
Come on.
All lawyer persons to go. Another thing I think, the stamp office could have asked us to help them by sending the valuation report. Because invariably, the buyer does a valuation. So if we send them the valuation, which I've said the valuation, send it to them so that they can see that this is the value of this property. Because what they're checking in, you have decided you buy a property for 10 million. What they're checking is to make sure that this property is a property that is to sell for 10 million and not 20 million. Because then they're going to write back to you and say, oh, property value. They did that to me with a piece of land. Value this money that you're paying for it. If we want, what was it? I don't remember the money, but like double the figure. It's like, anyway, I never bother questioning it. I just pay tax. Because then at that point, usually it's a buyer who have to pay the extra tax, right?
Right.
But everybody, so the lawyers first with the sale agreement, then the stamp office is a serious problem. Then you've gotten this thing to say, yes, it's we agree with the value and you can now pay the 2%. The lawyers gonna pay it. Then what happens next?
Cross stamping. It goes stamping twice.
What's the value of cross stamping?
I don't know.
What is the benefit of cross stamping? Somebody need to please explain that one to me. Because that step,
they already took 6 weeks with the document.
Yeah.
What else are they doing?
What else? After you pay the money, why even even send back the document for cross stamping? No, I don't know. But man, them decide to them go, Mr. Prime Minister, you really need to look at that. Because I don't know what that is. Then it goes to the tax office. Then it goes, not tax office. Then it goes to the NLE titles office. Now they are on the ball.
But we don't reach there so yet. Did it? Most of the time there's a mortgage.
Most of the time there's a mortgage.
Yes. And it's not that they don't have enough mortgage officers, they don't have enough underwriters.
Yeah, to look at it. Because imagine them send out about 100 salesmen on the road for the right mortgage, and in them back end them only about 4 underwriters. Really? How is that possible? Mm-hmm. So, and the banks have this whole thing. When I was getting a mortgage, because I didn't take mortgages for a good while, right? And I was getting a mortgage 3 years ago for Camelot. It's like, really, I don't know what this, amount of people you ever sign.
Not only that, too, you had to manually fill out the papers because they send in your PDFs and it's not fillable PDFs.
Yeah.
So you have to write half the stuff. Some are fillable, some aren't. But I think with a banking system, I should have been able to, and a lot of the information is repetitive, your name, your TR, your ID. I would think if I'm a member of the bank already, and all this information is, they already have it for me. If they need a new ID, obviously I'll just upload my new ID if it has expired. But it should be able to just populate the mortgage requirements. Mm-hmm. And then I could just print it out and sign it. But to fill out all the forms, well, I'm the one who had to fill them out. It's like, this is crazy.
I think maybe them come fill out. I remember doing it with my friend. We were going through it. She got them filled out.
Yes, some of them come filled out. Some of them are still
you have to write stuff.
Still have to write stuff on it. Print it and write stuff on it.
So the bank again is another whole month.
And that's just because they haven't upgraded the form that they give the mortgage officer.
So that whole process. And then for your evaluation and survey too. It's just a whole involved thing, guys. I am tired of trying to say to everybody.
And you know what I don't understand too? When you're going to the bank for a mortgage, right? And then they say to you have to use or suggested valuer or surveyor. If all of that then just send for the valuation and survey and give the purchaser the price to go pay. Instead of making them go and look a long list, call everybody and negotiating price and what have you. I think that's a waste. It takes them a week to do that. And then it takes the value on the survey another week to go and look at the place. And then it takes them another week to produce the report.
No, I guess the bank don't want to say them a cartel. But
they should be in that case.
No, we can't have cartel. But what I'm saying is if you are going to say this is a list of valuers, then already you are, and some banks actually say, oh, we will do the value.
That's a cartel already.
No, how is that a separation of whatever? Right?
Or even a mortgage application process, you can just click a valuer and that it just send it off to a system and that value go do it.
That's it. Yeah. So our list on them thing and you click it as I say and it go to them, that person.
Yeah.
And them go do it. But everything is, that's a problem.
And the thing is, Jamaicans love talk on the phone and over communicate, and so Jamaican people chat too much. So like every process that we do, there's a long conversation before we actually do the step. You don't realize that?
Well, with like what? As I don't think I talk to my sellers a lot.
Well, we have the steps. They don't know the steps, but there's a long conversation with the mortgage officer. There's a long conversation with the valuer. There's a long conversation with everybody.
And you have to be following up the valuer, following up the surveyor, following up the lawyer, following up everybody to do them work. Mm-hmm. And this is the kind of thing that keeps it up. The stamp office on the government side is a major clog. The next person interface is NLA, but NLA is easy. They have structured their system. They can bounce out this title.
NLA is easy, yes. But to fill out their form looks easy, but there's so much room for human error. And you will submit that document to NLA And then for someone like me who has a dash and then a capital A for NN, they will send it back if the dash is not there or that A is common.
But
because on my ID,
that's not NLA's
it's straight.
fault. That's not NLA's fault. That is the same lawyer who filling it out.
Exactly. But I'm saying NLA, stamp office, all those systems already have your IDs with your name. Those things should be just populated by the TRN.
What I think is that NLA and the stamp office need to somehow link now. So when you submit to the stamp office, you would have already filled out all of that information, and it should populate into the NLA system, right?
Or they just pull it up from your TRN.
No, it should populate. So what they need is a central database, so that the lawyer, when the lawyer submit the information, the TRN number system can say incorrect. With an incorrect TRN, incorrect name spelling, incorrect. So she can't go any further because it's incorrect. So she have to correct it, right? No, that should be matched with the TRN database because that's controlled by the tax office. So the tax office need to link with the same NLA and the same. I'm surprised. The stamp office is a creature of the tax office. So therefore, if you are interfacing with the stamp office, their forms and so should be fillable. And if you fill in the wrong info, it can't go no further because are the needs not going to match.
Yeah, but
once we get that right,
paper, handwriting.
Yes, I don't know how stamp office is paper, and the tax office have gotten so digital. I am so proud of the tax office. They have a good call center. They have a good online system. It is so 1, 2, 3 easy. They understand who is it that they're serving, and they have done their best to ensure that they put in the system to serve their customers. No, the stamp office don't know who them serving. The lawyers don't know who them serving. The banks don't know who them serving. Their systems are not geared to who it is that they're serving, so that they can the correct things for us, the customer.
The bank serving interest rate, that's who their customer is.
No, the bank coming like them a serve mortgage officer. Because only the mortgage officer them can because I would think by now I should be able to just upload my docs to a bank, upload my valuation, my survey, my ID, my TRN, my payslip, my job letter, upload it and apply for the loan.
Well, yeah, but I do think the mortgage officer is central to the process because they really look. Everybody's coming to get a mortgage with very complicated life cycles with loans and credit cards. Therefore, is able to look at you and say, okay, if you reduce this card,
but that should be at the pre-approval stage.
Yeah, you will be able to help.
Yeah, if it is at the pre-approval stage, and as a matter of fact, the mortgage officer is good at the pre-approval stage. So if the mortgage officer has said to me, Ms. Davis, you can get $10 million, and I approach a bank within a month, even not 2 months, with my loan and input it into the system, give them a thing, because I've already been pre-approved and they've already gone through the process. It should be 1, 2, 3.
But they're on that end. I can see that from my position where I sit. I think they're trying to be a little bit more thorough with the pre-approval section so that when you do get to the loan months later, it's easier for you to be able to afford the loan.
But that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying, when I want the loan, it should be digital. I shouldn't have to go back to the rep. That's where I'm at.
Oh.
Once I'm finished with the rep and the pre-approval, that should be it.
Yeah, but we're in a hand-holding society.
Unfortunately.
People want their mortgage rep to hold them hand through the full process.
Yeah. We have to have some level of independence. And I think even with our systems of IDs and TRNs, the digital systems need to be able to check that these are authentic IDs and TRNs. We still haven't gotten to that.
Maybe NIBS. What is it? NIBS?
NIBS.
NIBS will do that.
Might have that.
I mean, I'm going to get your NIBS. I don't even know, like, how you get it?
I think I'll be probably the last person. I'm waiting for them to call me.
They're going to call us? They have a deadline to meet early next year, you know?
Yeah, but I'm saying, I don't know what they're going to do. I'll probably come house to house. I have no
idea.
Maneuver me. I can be here today, tomorrow.
Not only that, so half of Jamaica address is P.O. Box, Linstead P.O. St. Catherine. Like, we don't live nowhere.
What does that mean? Them have no street name, nothing. So, Michael, that is why it takes so long. So, between the lawyers, stamp office, and the banks, that is why it takes so long.
I know somebody saying
I will still use paper title, don't forget. So, the paper title have to move from here to there. we still use paper title. So, I don't know. I don't know when it's gonna get better, but don't make that stop you from buying real estate. I believe it's the only sensible asset. Oh, I never seen nobody challenge me.
Question. Dancehall says, I'm glad you ladies attended the Tropic seminar. I watched it here on YouTube last year and the year before.
Right. Monica says,
I did as well, Dancehall. I've been watching for several years now. Nice. Monica is saying that they're close to the Princess Hotel. Cheryl says, good morning. Morning, Cheryl.
Morning, Cheryl.
Near Green Island High. Yes. The new hotel across from the high school. I thought it was Princess Hotel. They're having a conversation. Duncan says, greetings. Do you know what the maintenance fee for these gated communities are? Why they not stated along with the selling price as practiced in the US? Well, I think listed price, and then we actually get the house and the homeowners association starts. Then there is the decided price.
Yeah, but with the reason, that's the truth.
Yeah.
Because they don't know how much the security is gonna charge. If they have to get garbage services, the services that they have to get to make the community run properly and keep going, those services, they have no clue what that cost is going to be. Jamaica is an inflationary economy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So by the time you buy this place this year, you don't get it till 2 years down the road. Every price moves.
Right.
And which is why most developers will take. So like for Palmetto Pines, I think it's what, 5,000 a month?
Yeah.
You're gonna pay 5,000 a month for, is it 6 months initially? So that will be indicative for them to use. After that, we don't know if it's still gonna be 5,000 a month. It just depends on the services.
Mm-hmm.
Some communities don't have any amenities. So if you don't have any
gated community,
right, other than the security at the gate. Mm-hmm. So you don't have any amenities, no. But remember, you have to pay for things like your not street lights, lights at the gate that govern you.
That grass cutting and security.
Grass cutting and security. Okay. Yeah. And they don't have any amenities in there.
No, there's no amenities.
So that's cheaper, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it just depends on. They can't tell you before, to be honest. They really can't give you that price before. And then
unless those services are installed already, and then the developer just hands it over to the association.
Right.
They can't know.
That one. That's tricky, very tricky. But when the homeowners association takes over, they're the ones who decide: do I need security at the gate? Them don't need security at the gate contract, or maybe just give a clicker to come through the gate. They will decide what's needed and put there and get the cost and then divide it among the homeowners. But they really can't tell you. Jamaica is very inflationary. You have any more questions? All right, so there's a news article that I want to get into.
Okay, so Jovan was saying that between offer and closing for US or his US home, it was 3 weeks.
I think it is your realtor who writes up the contract. That's the first things, and there's no lawyer involved. You also have what's called a titling company that will handle the title. I don't think you have no paper title, either moving this onto that, onto that.
So their titling company is based on the stamp office and NLA in one.
All in one, it would appear to me. And the legal in one.
Mm-hmm.
Who checks the covenants, check if anybody did put any caveat on it and all of that.
Right.
Your system is digital. So you can do that. But Jamaica is so into this donkey cat business.
But you have to remember too, how old is US and how old is Jamaica? We're getting there, but again, the brains of our country is not here.
Yeah,
they're living overseas.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, US is about what, 200 and something years old? Somebody tell me, how old is America? I'm sure it's over 200. We're just 60 years old. So it's like you're talking about a grown adult with a baby.
Yeah,
So,
there's
yeah.
just
the comparisons, maybe we shouldn't have made the comparisons. We're not there yet. And as Tony says, our brains are overseas. So the persons who would have built out these systems, they're not here, right? Leaders are not here for us, for them to lead and for us to follow, and for them to conceptualize and we implement. They're not here. So therein lies our problems.
We're just trying to play catch up. Cheryl says, if administration changes in Jamaican upcoming election, how do you think it will impact the real estate market in Jamaica? I don't think it would affect
it's not going to affect. Remember, the real estate market in Jamaica is slow, kind of outside of government control.
Mm-hmm.
What I know is that the JLP government, they have done a lot in getting the market to where it is. Our prime minister is pro-build. He is a construction man and believe in our infrastructure building.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. So as you have seen, he is built roads right around the island. The infrastructure has definitely improved.
Beaches.
Yeah, definitely improved under his watch.
Jamaica is prettier
because of him. Yeah. Well, his administration. Because remember, I need a team, right?
Mm-hmm.
As I travel around the island, I love it. I'm glad I'm living here. I've seen all the new things going on. I've seen so many cranes in the sky. They say if we allow those cranes to come down and we have not put our names on a title, we are going to be in trouble. We are going to be in trouble. Those of us who sit around and watch the cranes going up, I see so many of them up in St. Andrew right now. So many on the north coast with the hotels. And I was traveling Trelawney, the whole place of cranes up in the sky. If we sit and watch those cranes go up, and we don't try to get our piece, our name on title, one title or 10 titles for that matter, we are going to be in trouble because you will not be able to live here. Because the truth is, the more the development happens, the more the persons from overseas will come. The prettier the place looks, the more the foreign investments will come, right? As I said, half of your pay must be put in assets. And when I say assets, I mean real estate.
Well, and the thing to the prettier Jamaica gets, the more our overseas brain drain will start coming back to the island. Because it's now starting to look like somewhere they can live and work and invest.
Right.
And they'll come back younger too, instead of when they're retired.
Yeah, they'll come back younger. I remember now, because of the connectivity, internet is all over. Because of the connectivity and because we're in a digital world, most persons' jobs are online. Mm-hmm. Even though I see we're in the States, some of the big companies are saying to people, come back into the office now. Because you're not doing no work, come back into the office. I know there's going to be a pushback. Some of those persons will leave and go do jobs, digital jobs, where they can stay home, where they can live somewhere else in the world. So that's going to happen. I know and realize that the Chinese influence have gotten bigger. We have about 12 construction companies that are just Chinese construction companies coming here, right? So they have seen the value in the Jamaican landscape, right? Now, our governments being changed, whether it be JLP, PNP, or independent, over the I've not seen it have that kind of an impact on the country on a whole. What does have an impact here are external forces, right? So the pandemic was an external force that showed eyes on Jamaica because everybody was at home now. They could now sit down and watch YouTube, watch more of me and Tony and other bloggers and so on, and come to realize, hey, Jamaica is a place I can now consider. So the pandemic gave us more eyes on the world could see us, right? So it opened up that kind of a space. Jamaica, as I say, internationally. So let's see another thing that would probably impact internationally. So let's say interest rates are high in other countries and our interest rates are low, then that would impact. And again, persons would want to buy more real estate in Jamaica. So if the banks are serious, but you see the banks, I think the banks follow every bank. So it's like there's one central queen bee up here and everybody else down here following the queen bee's instruction. I think that's how the banks operate. As I realize when the banks overseas raise interest rates, we are raising. When them drop the interest rate, we are dropping. I'm like, hold on a little bit. They're all playing the same game, doing the same thing.
But I think they have to, so that we have uniformity across nations.
Right. But if you're a high income earner in the US, you'll come to realize, or in Canada, or in England, you'll come to realize that it's actually cheaper to live in Jamaica for you. It is cheaper. Because your gas price is not so high. You can drive in luxury cars. You can afford care. You can afford cleaners, and you can afford all these things. And you can afford somebody to pump your gas. You don't have to pump it yourself. I found that so strange. When I went to Canada, I was like, why am I pump? Why is my friend getting out of this car to pump the gas?
It's not even that. I remember we went to gas station early in the morning and it said self pump.
Yeah.
We had to find a man to come and pump the gas.
I'm not going
never
back.
done it.
I'm not going back to that gas station. I can tell you that.
You're not going back in the early morning.
In the early morning. No way. Because I don't even want wind on my window much as come with them kids. So we're kind of spoiled that way, right? It's easier to live here. You can pay a cleaner to clean your house, iron your clothes. You can live good here. So the more persons realize that they're able to, as Tony says, they'll come back earlier. Not when they're retired. They'll come back earlier and start to give more. So some of the ministers in our government right now are persons who did live overseas and they've come back earlier.
But even not even talking somebody so far out, Winthrop, he came back early and now he's making a positive impact in the grill and here in his community and his family hotel.
And then the Minister of Finance, he came back early and have made a positive impact on the country. So, and I think Dr. Tufton too, if I'm not mistaken. So they all came back early and have been able to reintegrate into the country, give power here. That's what we need. We need for the Jamaicans overseas to come back. We need for you to come back. We also need for you to stop watching so much crime news. So much crime time news. Stop it, please. That's not a true reflection of the country.
But you know, I watch American crime time news. And every day I say, I'm glad I live here though. Because the type of crime that you hear about over there, I'm like, we don't experience those type of crimes here.
Yeah, them so, I don't even know.
They're either like very random or very specific.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they're really cruel, especially to all children. Cruel, right? So it's not gonna be local, whether it's JLP or PNP. Because the truth is, you will maneuver the system with any one of those two governments in power. Real estate is a serious income earner here. The government of Jamaica gets 2% of every sales transaction. So that section of the economy has to be kept stable. Just like tourism, which is why I'm surprised they allowed the hotels to strike, because tourism is a major thing here, right? Income earners, so is real estate. If anything else is gonna keep stable, is that the prices are going up, because that's why the prices go up. If you put out a development and within 1 month everything sell off, that's some strong demand right there, right? So it is the demand that the prices go up, and the prices went up the other day too, because remember when the pandemic, after the pandemic, we had a serious problem with getting goods out of China. There was a bottleneck. So again, that was an external factor that ended up affecting us with the cost of goods. Because when you could have a container that cost 3,000 US was now costing 8,000 US. It was again external factor. So Monica, Monica who asked the question, it is more externals that will shuffle the economy as opposed to the who wins the election. Now, back in the past, like in the 70s, when Manley and Siaga had their thing going on, we did have people leaving the country, and we did have people selling out them real estate cheap, 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 cheap. That's not going to happen again. So those of you waiting for that to happen, not going to happen.
Been there, done that.
Yeah, not going to happen. You're going to find that the persons who sell real estate in Jamaica need to sell. They're migrating, death, divorce, what else?
They just want something new.
No, people don't sell because they want something new.
They want they sell. Well, no, it's usually the children who are selling like a past parent's older property to change it into something new, which would come under situation.
Exactly. So it's marriage or divorce, death, relocation overseas. Those are the 3 reasons why persons sell. Also, from where I'm sitting, I found most of the sellers are overseas already. And they had house properties here, and they have decided, I'm not coming back, or for whatever reason, same thing, death, divorce, whatever. They now decide to sell. Jamaicans don't sell them one house. So there's not going to be any firestorm going on. And if they have to leave them one beautiful house, they're going to lock that up.
And it's funny, but we don't have, even though we do have private treaty and foreclosures, it's not that many.
No, sir. It's not that many.
Because for the most part, your bank try to work with you.
Yeah, especially NHT barely auction house, right? NHT barely foreclose on a property, because NHT's mandate is to get the people in the house, so they don't want to take it from you. They work with you to try and make you keep it, right?
All right, well, you have to go through the questions faster.
Let me do go through the question, but I need to do this article. It's very important.
All right, Duncan says, greetings. Do you know? Oh no, we did that one already. Here's Simon. Sharon says, so what about paid full maintenance fee for and all the amenities are either in place? Is it not unfair?
All the amenities are neither in place. Wow, that's a developer's fault now. That's a developer's fault. That should have been in place. So they would have taken a year's maintenance from you, and they didn't put in the amenities. That's a developer's fault. So you need to work with that developer and get that done.
But remember, they take that fee for the amenities long before they even build the house.
Yeah. Or build the development.
Yeah.
When they're doing the development. If memory serves me correctly, the lawyer came in which stage? Go back up. If memory serves me correctly, the lawyer came in at the underwriting stage. Lawyer usually comes in at the beginning to write the contract for the sign for the sale.
Well, to be fair, for this property, the lawyer came in at the underwriting stage.
Which property?
This one.
Because you got Gore gave you a receipt, so you never had the agreement yet. Yeah, but that's the lawyer came in at the stage when
The underwriting stage.
Yeah. When you were getting the loan.
Yeah, they came in at the underwriting stage.
But a couple of things could cause it too. You could have rain, you could have the JPS inspection report not ready.
What are you talking about?
If it's a new subdivision, could be the delays.
The delays for the amenities?
No. If Jovan is from the previous one about
Oh,
why it takes so long. So if the lawyer came at the underwriting stage, it would be in as a new development, right? So there could be a number of reasons why they can't hand over. Maybe the water don't connect. The road don't do properly yet because of rain. The titles office usually issues those new titles in batches. Sometimes the developer has not met the requirements for them to do that. So no, they would have met it because they would have gotten the completion certificate. So titles office have a thing where they can pay for express, but if the developer don't pay for express, then it go through the normal timing.
Sharon saying, how best to challenge receiving a property with a list of snagging issues, only to find out you're not alone. Over 50 homeowners have the same problem.
How best to challenge a problem? Me always find the owner of the development. Find the owner of the development and get it done. Whatever problem you having. Right?
So what if 50 people having the same problem?
I would say you find the owner of the development and go fix your problem. In this instance, when you get your problem fixed, you see, my philosophy is if I can't help myself, I can't help you.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Yeah.
That's my philosophy. If I can't help myself, I cannot help you. That's how I see it. So if something happened to me with my property you bought from a developer, I try to go through the channels that them say I must go through. When that not reaching anywhere, I go on down the owner for the development. Literally camp out till I find it. I must buck him up somewhere. You understand what I'm saying? That is what you need to do. Help yourself first. When you get yours resolved, then you tell the rest of people how to do it.
Sharon's asking.
Don't join that pack yet.
She says, she continued, no hot water. Is this a lawsuit issue and best to address with the lawyer or via developers who are not being helpful? Sure. Lawsuits don't get you far in Jamaica.
This is Jamaica. Forget about lawsuit. If you talk about lawsuit, you're probably used to North America. First of all,
and no hot water is a plumbing issue.
No hot water is a plumbing issue. It is going to take you 6 months to a year just before you get into the courthouse.
Yeah, and chances are a plumber can just inspect it and see what's going on. Probably just something tangent. The water can't reach the house.
Yeah. No hot water. Is this a lawsuit issue? No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Not a lawyer issue now. Like, you don't need to go pay a lawyer for the write a letter for you. Them people that just go throw down at the letter that mean nothing. You need to find the developers. If the developers usually have people who answer the phone, and so them people have a little protocol. We call them gatekeepers. Mm-hmm. Those are the people who keep the gate so that the big wigs don't get overwhelmed with all the minor issues, right? What you are to do is document everything. So you are to keep at it. So when you go to the person, the secretary, the assistant, whomever yourself, and them say you must send somebody to fix it, make sure you organize somebody to be there or yourself. The plumber comes, be there, he checks it, I see you ask him, so what is the problem? Oh, I don't know, or he knows and he's gonna fix it fine. You don't know. You insist, you keep going through the channels. Do we need to rerun this pipe? What is it? What needs to be done? Your pressure to get it done.
And if it's a hot water system, chances are it's a third party, right?
Yeah, could be. No. If it's a solar heater, it's a third party.
Yeah.
But it could be that the line is blocked, as you said. Could be the tangent blocked. Boy.
Or sometimes they lock off in the wrong place. So instead of it sending water to the tank, it permanently doesn't send the water anywhere. So many things can go wrong with these.
It can be so many things. It can be so many things. So much little things. Right? It could be the fitting itself. It could be the fixture itself. It's blocked. We have had that. So you have to take out the whole fixture and flush out the line and put on back a different fixture because this fixture is not working. It could be so many things, but you have to.
Or it could be like if it's a third party and it's a water heater system itself, it could have like a fault on it that is not releasing the hot water from the line.
It could be something as simple as, because we have had that with I installed a water heater. I don't remember from at a property. It was a solar water heater. Only to discover that this thing doesn't gravity feed.
Yeah.
So if there's no water, if there's no NWC pressure in the line, no hot water.
And if there's not, even if there's NWC water, if there's not enough
pressure, it doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
And also, I discovered as well at Richmond, they had these shower mixers that only work with pressure.
That only work when there's hot water too.
Yes, that only work when there is hot water. We found that out the hard way. Yes. So if the hot water line lock off for some reason, the shower mixer don't work.
Okay, we have another question.
It could be so many things. But listen, don't go newspaper sensationalize the whole thing because you may want to sell it. You can't sell your property. One, doesn't do the community any good for that bad publicity, right? Two, you want to work with whoever them send is a plumbing issue. The plumber, get him to check it. You be there, talk to the plumber. What's the problem? Pressure the plumber. Ask question. Full question if you must, but ask it, right? You want to get an understanding of what could be the cause. And you want to help him troubleshoot it too. That's what I do. You troubleshoot it with him, right? Because what's the problem? Do you need to take off a mixer? Let's take off a mixer and see if water is coming through the pipe. Kind of thing. You know what I mean? Then if that's not you getting it anywhere, you need to go find the owner for the development. Get him to intervene and get it fixed.
Yeah, because sometimes the problem not reaching the developer itself.
It doesn't need to, because it might have the people there who are supposed to sort it out, but sometimes they don't have enough experience to do it. That's the other thing. The developer haven't been in it and they don't have the authority. So it could be that you need a new fixture, but they don't have the authority to give you a new fixture. They're making the recommendations, but somebody have to sign off on it. But when you're in front of the owner, so listen, you problem for yourself first. Remember what I said. If you cannot help yourself, you cannot help anybody else. That's why in the plane them tell you put on your oxygen mask first. Remember that. All right? And everybody in the scheme, different problem. Everybody.
Not necessarily.
They might have different problems. Some people roof have a leak. Some not have no water in the line.
But you said 50 persons having the same issue with the hot water.
Fix yours first.
Dancehall Entertainment News says, what do you do in the event a tenant decides to live out their deposit when the lease states otherwise? Do I start an eviction process so they don't overstay?
You can't start the eviction process. First of all, you can't order no eviction. There's a judge to that. I would assume the tenant has already given you notice, so the tenant give you notice to leave, they're leaving already. So what other notice you going to serve? You can't serve another notice.
I think they don't want them to live out the deposit.
Yeah, but what are you gonna do? Yeah, take them to court. You could. How are you gonna force them not to live out the deposit?
You can't.
Yeah, tell them don't live out the deposit. I need my rent and so on. But what you should do is get proactive. Go and inspect the place because you'd have to give back the deposit anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing to do is go and get proactive. So in that month, you need to go and inspect the place, make sure there's no damage or whatever. Mm-hmm. That's what I would do. Because we have had tenants who live out the deposit. That's not a problem for me. But someone needs to go and inspect the place, make sure it's clean, make sure there's no damage, and that they leave on the day that they're supposed to leave. All right? Because circumstances do happen. Things do happen. And persons have to vary how the relationship between you and them.
But the thing is to have a good relationship with
Right.
the tenant from the start.
Yeah, have a good relationship.
I mean, a good relationship.
Mm-hmm. All right, dancehall entertainment, you judge. Besides, the person have to owe your rent for 1 whole month first before you can even write a notice. Mm-hmm. And you have to give them a whole month notice again. So they can be there 2 months without paying rent. But it sounds to me like this person actually gave you notice, so you shouldn't have a problem. Just go and investigate.
Jovan says, boy, I'm trying to get my name on a title before next March.
Good, Jovan.
And Cheryl says, yes, totally agree. Jamaica vast development improvement is due to Andrew.
Mm-hmm. Feel like the Chinese are slowly taking over? Well, if everybody keeps leaving, I leave people to come in, then yes.
Besides, the Chinese have always been here.
And Jamaicans are not breeding enough.
Yeah.
They're not having enough children. They need the children, especially the middle class. Everywhere I go, I don't have any children.
Not even have them, but you need to parent them.
Yes, the middle class. And not leave them in Jamaica when you're migrating.
Yeah.
Take them with you.
Because, I mean, a lot of our children, there's a percentage of our children that are parentless.
Yeah, parentless, literally and figuratively.
Yeah. It is way cheaper to live in Jamaica for sure. During the pandemic, I lived there for 6 months and it was literally a dream.
Yes, Jova.
Lexi G says American crimes are reported in sections due to boundaries and TV stations. Everything is not recorded in one, unlike Jamaica being small with 2 TV stations. Crime roundup is bad, but US is more.
Yeah, crime time news look bad. Yeah. And they always put it first. I don't know why I'm going to put that last.
Is there a cap for inflation that can be charged by new home builders? And is there a relevant authority that gave the justify the increase? That
should be the quantity surveyor who does that. And the cap is 10%. 10%, right?
Yeah.
Any more? You want to bring up the article now?
Sure.
Tony, can you read my question about a tenant in? Oh, you did that already?
Yes.
Gina
Saskatchewan?
Saskatchewan. Where's that?
Canada.
Oh, Canada. Saskatchewan.
You invite it though.
That sounds Indian. Must be an Indian state.
I think it's probably from the original settlers of Canada.
Jamaicans need to step up to and be more aggressive business owners. Jamaicans will start something but can't seem to maintain it. No, because they don't have a training.
Yeah.
Business. What we're all not getting to is that, yes, we were business owners. Like my father owned a beef shop and a bar. My mother owned a hairdressing. So I grew up in seeing them doing business. Business is not just business for business sake. Business need 2 things to work. You need the human capital and you need the capital. All right? So you will may have the capital from foreign. But you need human capital over here. Very few businesses can run with one person. Think about it. Even if you say you have an online business, think about it. You're going to have to hire some other people, don't it, Tony?
Yeah.
Some marketers, some salespeople, production people. You're going to have to hire those people. You're going to have to work with those people just the same. Business is not just about you and you alone. Remember what I said, when Jesus came, he went and found 12 disciples because he realized the business in, or he wanted to start it, he needed 12 disciples to help him. His business was spreading the gospel, the good news. He needed 12 disciples to help him to market, to sales, to production, to all of that, to spread the good news. Most Jamaicans think them open a bar, them are the barmaid or the bartender or the whatever, it's them alone. Them forget that them have to work with everybody else to make this business successful, right? So you need two things. You need capital and you need human capital. Not just human capital in me, but in everybody else. Big companies that have been successful realize this. The Amazons of this world, the national bakeries of this world, right? Even when I was at Tropics, it came back to me. You need human capital. You need a team, not just a leader or not just this person. And then another thing, business need a distinct leader. Needs a distinct leader,
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else is a follower,
Mm-hmm.
right? The business needs a distinct leader who will bring together the capital and the rest of the human resources together, the followers, to make move. The ship, the train, the bus need a driver. That is a leader. He knows where he's going. He knows what routes to take. He knows the time to leave the stop. The leader knows that. What time for wake up. The leader knows to tell this one, this one, this one, this is where I must do, this is where I must do, this is where I must do. But everybody think them is the leader. So them can't get nothing done. I find that with Jamaican businesses.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at the other businesses, those businesses that have franchises where the system come down to them and them say this is the system you must follow, them run good. The KFCs of this world, the Brady's, they all run good because them have a system in place, them have a leader, the followers, them train them do all of that in the same direction with the train and the ship. Jamaican local businesses, no, they're not bringing human capital and capital together. The leader is busy being a follower and not being a leader. And them follower over here, so think them a leader. And them are interfere. No, that's how it for do. Who tell you say that for that? So, another thing is,
Mom, we need to get to the article and
Hold
the
on.
question.
Hold on.
15 minutes
15
left.
minutes leave. One more thing. I get break my train of thought. But one more thing is, yes. Some persons will say I'm wrong. Almost Davis, you're wrong. You're so wrong. But let me tell you this. Leaders are born. Take 30 children. Next time you have any opportunity to observe children in a classroom or anywhere, people anywhere, you look and see the natural leader is going to emerge in any group, any situation. The natural leader is going to emerge. The rest of us are followers. So like to the conference, the Tropics conference, I told remember we are followers. We follow. We're not leading this state. So we're followers, soldiers, do what the people them say. You understand? You have to understand that. It's not in every situation you're going to be the leader. Some situations you're not going to be the leader. So you just have to follow, right? Follow a good leader. That's what you do. If the leader not good, then you leave, right? You have to also, so you have born leaders, right? But born leaders cannot be good without good followers. Remember that. So the Prime Minister of Jamaica could be a very excellent leader. But if his followers, who are supposed to be the ministers and those people, if they are not good followers, if they're busy fighting, wanting to be the Prime Minister, then we're going to have a problem. We're going to have a problem. Like, I'm the head of my household. Luckily, nobody in my household challenged me on that yet. So we have been able to move forward. Them do what I say, we move forward, right? Them pay attention, Mom, what do I need to do, Mom? Da da da. I said, do that, do that, do that. Move forward. Next thing, I'm telling them. So for the next 2 years, we're gonna be doing that. Next 5 years is where we need to be at, and so on and so forth, right? Because I'm the leader. No. But I have to train somebody else to lead, so that's gonna be Tony. So train, and then I know the other person already who's gonna be the next Tony. I have to train Zaven. Not Xander. I've already told her. It's Zaven you must train, right? Mm-hmm. The natural leader will emerge in any situation. But everybody think them a leader and don't want to be a good, proper follower. Now, I learned that when my small stint in the army taught me that very clearly. These are the leaders who follow the instruction. That's why the army is the only institution that does well. The army, because you are trained in that, and they allow their natural leaders to emerge, right? The other thing is, we don't grow up in business. So like me, I used to hang out at my father's bar and in the beef shop and so on. So I was able to observe. I could count in my head because I had to give back change from the bar, the jukebox, the jukebox money counted and all that. So I kind of learned all of that. Plus I was on Spanish Town Road. When they used to go to the market, them sell things in the market, Sav Market, Falmouth Market, I was there in those markets. Get belt for sell, all kind of things, right? We Jamaicans do not train our children in business. Whatever business we in, our kids don't spend any time in that business. You have them all over the place. Some are come, you send them Ghana Disney. You send them Ghana, so them have a clue what you are doing in your business. And when them reach 18, you want them to come. Don't work that way. The Chinese don't do that.
So they don't grow up with a working mentality either.
They don't.
They don't.
No.
Because I mean, from I'm little, I've been.
Because Tony has been there doing all of that, right? So we have to train Zana even now to get with it and to make sure that they understand. Pick up your ties, put them here. They have to do the work as well, right? We didn't for them little. The one who is good at that is Zaven. You know, Zaven, as I'm saying, the natural leader is gonna emerge. The other day we had to fit up a bed, and I tell you, that kid was there from start. And when he might drop, when you could have seen, I start to him. Have the screwdriver and him back at it. I'm have the Allen key and him back at it.
Because
she kept going. He kept going with us. Xander came for a little while. Why did Xander leave? Oh, he didn't like the noise, the drill. So we started using a power drill, a handheld, a cordless. But Xander left. I said, okay, Xander have a little challenge with the noise. The nice thing about him. So the next time, get Xander some earmuffs and put that over him ears. So he don't have to hear the noise. Because he has to be involved, right? But we never have no ear tick put over him ears. So that's why he left. He just literally ran away when Tony came with this drill and started making this noise. But Zaven was a little trooper. That is how you look and you identify who is going to be the leader. Zaven, pass me the screwdriver, pass me the hammer, pass me the this, and in all of that interaction, he's learning the different things and what they do and all of that.
And he's learned to be part of a team.
And he had the vigor. Although we were pulling off the tape and the this, you could see him in it. You understand? You have to your children, that's where it starts. Identify your leaders. Your children have to be trained to follow instructions. They have to be trained that way. They have to be trained in the business. What business are you in? So they can staple some things, carry them out, show them the site, do all these things. Chinese have that over us. Their business, their people.
Which is why their businesses can progress beyond the first generation.
Because they're in their business.
Right. Giovanni saying a great example is Butch and Adam Stewart, which
Right.
groomed him for years.
Yes. Never just start with him at 18. You have to understand that. Right? Jamaicans also go overseas and leave their children behind. There is not going to be any loyalty there, guys. My mother did that, and I can tell you. Near, gone overseas, and I thought about you have to send for them. When you get that child, it's a different child. That child will have no loyalty to you. As them reach them bolt.
Out of sight, out
of mind. That you can't teach them nothing again. So you have to, which is why as much as I probably want to hang out here, so because I like it, I can't, because I have Xana's even to deal with. And I have to be there to influence, to make sure, to say simple things like no screen time. Don't put any phone in front of these children. Things, I mean, Tony, this is what I'm saying, guy. Yeah, some of you are saying, oh, it's the mother and father problem, not interfere. But you have to interfere. You have to interfere because guess what? Guess what? The one also you spend 30 years to pay for, them all get it. Mm-hmm. And them all get it. And if you don't interfere now, them all get it. Them not gonna know the value. And them are gonna lose it. And all how hard you work and the sacrifices that you made for them not to be poor. Down the drain. Mm-hmm. Read the article, Tony, quickly. This article is very important, so let me read it. Well, I have 8 minutes. Let me see if I can keep this. Especially the craft that's trained to take us.
Let me see.
Oh, and I should tell you, to run business, you need formal and you need informal education. Some persons have informal education, them don't have formal. So them can't do simple things like a tax return. Them don't understand nothing. All right. This one is from the Gleaner. Is it the Gleaner?
Yeah.
The Gleaner. It was published Friday, December 6th. That was just 2 days ago. Tanisha Mundley is the reporter. So I'm going to read it now. Are you sharing?
Come in. Yes, sir. I don't know if this thing is making it better.
Tony, just because you don't know if you use some.
But there's so much more to do.
But weren't you sharing?
This is us.
Well, you saw a tenant to have a high water bill at your property. Wow.
Then
that's going to be a long haul. You go to the court, the summons. You go to the court in the parish. You get the water bill. There was a tenant on there. And also, guys, please remember to add their name to the water bill, right?
Why isn't it sharing?
Oh, your pinnacle. Was a hit and miss?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have to add the tenant's name to the water bill. The NWC will allow you to do that. Add them as a tenant. It happens. Also, there's an amnesty out now, you know. See if you can get stay. Look it up. Just type in NWC amnesty. They have that. Also, you are to ensure no leaks on your premises. Check the premises monthly to make sure you don't have any leaks. Time not to know what to do.
I know, right?
We got a time I beat you.
Okay, there we go. Here we go. Took a while. Ugh.
So are they seeing it?
X this out?
It's all right. We can read it. Are they seeing it?
Yeah, they're seeing.
All right, scroll.
Woman loses house site after evicting sister-in-law.
Published Friday, December 6th. A woman who evicted her sick sister-in-law from a property a day after her husband died, claiming that she was a sole owner, and later rejecting a $30 million offer, was left disappointed after the full ownership to the widow. Can you believe it, guys? Let's see what happened.
Sister-in-law.
The Supreme Court sister, Margaret Francis, had a 50% stake in the property, meaning her name was on the title. She had her brother Lancelot Clark and his wife George Clark, who had been occupant under the premises for more than 20 years. My God. The property was originally owned by the siblings' mother, who transformed the title to Francis and her aunt.
Who transferred
the title to Francis and her aunt. Hold on. Francis is who again?
The Margaret Francis.
Margaret Francis, and who is the aunt? Her aunt.
Her aunt.
All right. From 2003, the date of entry into possession of the first claimant, up to the date of death of Mr. Clark in 2021. This court finds that the defendant failed to exercise any acts of ownership over the property. Justice Sonia Wynne Blair said in the judgment, which was handed down last month. This court finds that Mr. Clark had dispossessed the defendant as a title holder, and her paper title to the property has been operation of law. I find that Mr. Clark was entitled to the entire legal and equitable interest in the property by adverse possession. Can you imagine? Francis, defendant, in a claim brought by the widow in her capacity as administrator of her husband's estate, as the sole owner of the property, and had kept her mother's will from her brother, in which it was stated that he was the property. Mr. Clark died of his mother's will. Mr. and the first claimant first got a copy of the title of the property in around 2004-2005 and saw that it was registered to the defendant and Ms. Shamise. Absolutely. The judgment stated while disclosing that it was among the money for Mr. Clark to have a 50% interest in the will, in the land. However, in 2022, at the center of the legal battle, after her attorney served Campbell 2 notices to quit, according to the widow, she did not think that the defendant was so cruel and dishonest as to ask her to leave the property within 24 hours of her husband's death, knowing that she lived there for the past 2 decades, as that she had agreed to help him get the property registered in their joint names. The widow was informed by her sister-in-law a day after her husband's death that she was taking steps to sell the property. This came as a shock to Campbell Clark, who had just undergone major throat surgery and was in the midst of grieving, but who had also felt that the home was a shared asset of her and her husband, invested heavily financially. Besides, notices that were served in December 2021 and July 2022. Police were also, and realtors also showed up at the property, taking pictures and disturbing the widow's peace and privacy. The widow's son, who was overseas for his mother, had contacted Francis and offered to buy the house at $30 million. $1 million higher than the asking price. But she rejected, even after he had obtained approval for the loan from VMBA.
Why?
Why? However, Francis accepted an offer for $20 from a couple and sent the notices for sale to Campbell Clark, who in return got an injunction to stop the sale before bringing the claim for 100%. The widow, in her evidence, testified she had lived at a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom premises since 2003, when she moved there with her son and her belongings and took on the role of breadwinner and homemaker. Said she was told from the onset that, and so over the years spent a lot of funds in renovating and premises, which she encouraged her husband to rent after adding 2 bedrooms and a bathroom. Her hairdresser said, although her husband worked as an accountant, he did not have a steady job. So most of her money and her son would eventually move over to the renovations. Based on receipts that she had been able to find, she prepared a table of her capital expenditure on the property that showed $1,435,297.
Which she testified represents less.
No, I'm not wondering why that's a 303. Which she testified represents less than 1/2 of her capital expenditure on the property over the years, including. However, Francis, in her amended defense and counterclaim, contended that her brother had lived at the property since 2001, with the knowledge that they were its beneficial owners and occupied the premises with his wife, who was a licensee. She claimed that she was aware of and agreed to the rentals, visited the property almost every Saturday. Francis also claimed that she would pay property taxes and that he would take care of maintenance and repairs and upkeep, and subsequently pay taxes, insurance, and mortgage. Francis said she had no interest in the property, but the judge said the evidence pointed to Francis fully attempting to assert her position. The first, categorizing her brother as a licensee, in that it was she who permitted him to reside at the property. This could not be true, as her instructions to Darby and Associates state that she was a purchaser of the property, which is inconsistent and amended defense, which state that her brother occupied as a beneficial owner. The defendant permitted her brother to occupy the property. And he had always occupied the property as an undisputed fact. She could not have revoked a license she did not grant, nor could have served him with a notice to quit or recover possession from him as her tenant. The judge also indicates inference could be made that if Francis had owned the property, then there would have been no need for her to serve a notice to quit Campbell Clark as a tenant. The notice to quit accords with the view held by defendant that she permitted her brother to live on the land, and the first claim was her licensee as well. The reason for the defendant's falsehood becomes clear. The conclusion to be drawn from all this evidence of false statements and inconsistent positions on the part of the defendant is that she had moved from wanting an equal entitlement to representing falsely that she was solely entitled to the property, and her action of this. However, she has been found to have been dispossessed by Mr. Clark and Mr. and Mrs. Clark. Paul Cohen and Nathan Dawkins of Nunes, Cofield, De Leon and Co. appeared for Campbell Clark, while attorneys Andre and Lisa Main Earl and Wilson Law Firm appeared for CIS. Oh my God. So this is a let me see the comments, guys. Lessons we have to learn here. Excuse me. Or lessons. You are seeing it, you know. You are seeing the questions.
No.
What lessons we learn here?
Clark better protect her. Mrs. Clark better protect herself.
Good morning, the Buffalo soldiers. The Buffalo is here. Sure, you come, Tony. Thank you so much. So the Buffalo is here. She's the one who gave us the gift at Tropics. Another great highlight for us. Thank you. Those of you in YouTube live to 3 p.m. on a Sunday. Starting with Sunday. We're going to be here. We're starting it in January. In January. The first week in January, it will be Sunday at 3. But for now, we'll continue with the 6 a.m. So do we
wicked.
in-laws are wicked. Should update your will. Tell me what is the lesson here?
The lesson is you can of your legal right to a property
even if your name is on the paper.
Even if your name is on the title, right? Because someone who is in active possession can be more entitled. 20 years.
9/10 of the law. So
property and family don't go together. But the thing is, I think she was being malicious in her intent, because it is that her mother left a will that she and her brother is to get the property, and then she did something else that puts she and her aunt on the property. That doesn't sound right.
Yeah, and then I say her brother is licensee.
Right, and then
so the brother never even know about the will. So that's another lesson, guys. The will must be public knowledge. Some of you don't want to leave a will. You're saying, oh, but Tony will kill me if she knows that she'll get the property. Come on, man.
Right. That's why I think we need a will registry.
Yeah, we need a will registry. We need a will registry. Because too many persons are tampering with wills and getting away with it. Right? Now,
and another thing she did.
What is another lesson?
Another thing she did was why am I losing my train of thought? After she changed it, she had to give the lady notice to quit a day after her brother died.
Yeah.
After her own brother died, he gave his wife to leave the place. And then you get an offer for 30 million. That you take an offer for 27 million just because you don't want her to be in the house, even though you're gonna sell the property.
So even if the judge wanted to help you,
yeah,
that
you didn't come with that.
Yeah, remember your hands must come clean, right? The judge couldn't help you. Judge, there's always some loophole in law that it can go this way or that way.
Not only that, too, if you really look at it, if your nephew is offering you a property $3 million more.
$1 million more.
$1 million more.
It was selling for 30.
And she accepted the offer for 27.
Yeah. So she got, and he was offering 31. So like,
yeah,
accept the offer.
And she don't want. Yeah, she don't want.
That's what I don't understand. So now you see, you want all and lose all. But not only that, the vindictiveness of it, as you said, her heart and mind and everything was just not clean. Apparently, she didn't like the brother or the brother wife. But yeah, must operate fair, right? It also teaches us that a will is really a useless piece of paper. I mean, it is. I mean, anybody can change that will.
Oh yeah, title is also a useless piece of paper because neither husband was on that title, and now the wife has full possession of the house.
Yeah, no, she wasn't even on title. People get them name on a title. But you have to get your name on a title and go a step further. You have to protect your interest in it, right? So properties that you own, free and clear of a mortgage, you must be in possession. We're going to do all of that when we come to those topics. You must be in possession, right? And one of the ways I showed you, if it's a piece of land, and you're not in possession, meaning you fence it up, you put no even that not gonna help you. Even if you fence it up, no trespassing not gonna help you. Because somebody can be behind the scenes working the paperwork to get you out, to get adverse possession. Don't it?
I mean, this lady adverse possessor without even knowing. She was doing it.
Without even knowing. So possession is 9/10 of the law, but I'll tell you a quick way. So if you have land, don't own anything on it, I suggest you take out even a little 500,000 loan or $1 million loan. Pay the little money monthly because them can adverse possess the bank. Once I come in front of the titles office and that bank lien is on it, titles office is going to turn that back, right?
Right.
Because the bank actually owns the property. You have your equitable interest, but the bank has a lien, right? You also have to consider other ways to protect these properties, like maybe a trust, right? But I don't think a will is the way.
No.
What you can also do, so if I really want to know Crumb, Tony, and Rachel style, I just add Xander and Zim to everything. Because once minors are on it, everybody step in now. Anything come up before them with this property, Administrator General will step in. Minor. So what you do, minors can sign. So you can do that too. You can add minors to it, but then minors grow up, right? So even that is not a surefire way. The bank loan gets paid off. But here's another surefire way for you to protect it. Write on the title, this property is not for sale.
Yeah, you can write it on it.
Write on it, this property is not for sale. This property is for unto perpetuity. The only danger with that, let us say children. That's the only thing, right? So I think I saw a title like that where it says it's for his heirs and successors, not to be sold. It's only for use for heirs and successors. So the will and just having your name on a title, not going to work.
Dance, I was asking a question. If your house has mildew, morass, do you need to wash your house before you flash and render it?
Mildew and morass is because of moisture. Why is it not drying out though? So it seemed like raw concrete or raw blocks. Can you talk about flash?
That sounds like there's some trees nearby.
Some trees are on the outside that are not allowing the property to dry out, right? So you need to cut down those trees, maybe them overhang the roof. You have moisture from somewhere. If it's a floor, moisture. Walls, moisture. Base of it, moisture. Water could also be running under the house, causing moisture.
From the rain.
From the rain. And yeah, you have to correct that first. So you find out where that water is from. Does it you talk about render? That means you have a roof already. You have windows and doors already.
Flash and render.
Water coming in. So you have to solve that problem there, right? Why get mildew and morass?
Why think it's raw concrete?
Because she has a flash and render.
Oh.
Raw blocks. I'm trying to think. Why would that happen?
So like water is not running away.
Water not running away from your foundation. Or you have trees around the place near the house. So the block's not. You have to correct that. Even if you flash and render, you're still gonna have the problem. So you have to find what is causing that. All right? That's it?
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Someone's asked about Ecosted and Riversted updates.
Ecosted, we're still waiting on the minister to sign off. Still waiting on a quantity report. Riversted, we have a meeting today at 12.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, Johanna's asking, how do you go about starting a trust? That starts an attorney, right?
Oh, Jovan, that's going to be one of the sessions that I do. I've done it before, on trust. Just Google it, should come up. And I did a whole thing on it. But I'm going to do it again. And maybe I should probably just do it first since I was discussing it.
And Dan says it's raw concrete caused by rain.
Yeah, but rain, it's supposed to dry out.
So it should run away from the house.
Yeah, it's supposed to dry out. It's not supposed to do that. So you probably have too much trees now so near your property. You need to cut them down. You shouldn't have the buildup of moisture if the concrete is drying out. It has to dry out. If it's on the floor or you already have a roof, is it blowing through the windows? But it's still supposed to dry out.
The water must be settling, or not, or the house is overshadowed by trees or something. Sometimes not even your tree too.
You need to check that.
It could be the neighbor's trees.
Yeah. I remember when I was doing a construction, I had to keep cutting the neighbor's tree because it kept coming over. I know the problem. The surrounding your property, you must, because I had to cut down some trees at Red Hills the other day too. Same thing. It was not drying out. It has to dry out. The house has to dry out. So yeah, I have to make sure the sun is hit, right?
Especially if you live in an area that don't get a lot of sun already.
Right. So check that the buffalo you can come number.
Lorna wants to know, do I need to get a lawyer to write on the title not to be sold? Or someone can just write it.
That is you putting is that a caveat? Is a restrictive covenant? Yes, gonna be a restrictive covenant.
That's also his neighbor's trees. Yeah, you have to get them cut.
You have to cut them off down from off your boundary.
Mm-hmm.
But it sounds like you're near to the neighbor, man. You're near to the neighbor.
Same
5 feet. Yeah, cut them. Yeah, it's one of the things we try to do. We have to cut the trees, cut them. Yeah, thing off a breeze.
House needs sunlight.
I was trying to write on the title. It sound like get a lawyer to advise. It sounds like a restrictive covenant that you have to put on. Add a covenant or restriction. Caveat don't last long. You put a caveat and your lawyer don't respond in 2 weeks. It bounce with the caveat. Mm-hmm. All right, but try and protect your properties, right? Can't work so hard and then you don't protect them.
Can the do not sell be removed? Only if all the other things are satisfied. Like the reason why it was there cannot be satisfied. Xana Zaman has no heirs. If there are no heirs, then the clause can't be satisfied.
The clause can't be satisfied. Well, who could possibly be trying to sell it? Who could possibly be trying to do anything? Xana Zaman.
Like
they're not in the line of succession. You mean somebody who probably lived there trying to get adverse possession?
That too, yeah.
It could be if Xana is even not around to defend it. It could be. So if they have died and they've died over how many long years and there's no other heirs, no other nothing, and somebody living there for 12 years, undisturbed, so on, yes. Because the clause cannot be satisfied. In that case, then yeah. But when the kids are minor, minor kids on a title mean it leaving trust for them.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So the law is serious about that. I'm not going to
the best thing to do is leave the property in the trust. That way the trust, whoever makes up that trust can decide.
And the trust will have trustees. Yeah, the trust will always have trustees, right?
Yeah.
So the trustees, the board of trustees will decide what to do with.
And if like Xana Zaman has no heirs, then it might be some other line in the same family that it goes to, but joined to the trust. Because that end of the family no longer exists.
That's what has been bothering me with my trust. Because the end, if you guys, everybody's gone. What's really the end here? I thought of a church, donating it, but then I'm not a church goer. So I don't even have a church I could just pay.
No, what you do is then you form a charity and then the charity maybe help first-time buyer homeowners or returning residents settling or whatever you want your charity to be. And then if part of the trust, the funds of the trust would go to the charity continuously, but if the rest of us no longer exist, then all the trust money will now go over to the charity each time.
Because actually I went to school. I went to Woolmer's. Woolmer's was a trust. That's what it was.
Sometimes trustees can't be trusted.
Sometimes they can't be trusted. That's so true. And that trust is what started school, and that phenomenal school. You know, because there's a board of trustees and all of that. So yeah, Tony, give me a good idea. I've been struggling with it. I was hoping to discuss it with you guys, but that's one of the things that could be done. Yeah. So we'll finish. We'll bounce out everybody question. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. We will see you next week of the Riverstead group. That meeting is today at 12. But you should already be in the group, so you should know that. If you're not in the group, then you're not going to know that.
You said it for today at 12?
Yeah. It's today at 12.
Are we going to make it?
Yeah. Well, yeah, man. We'll be back by then. We're actually going to drive now, guys. So, yeah, we should be in a position to take it by then.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. All right. So, we'll see you next week. Same time next week. It's in January that we're going to change to 3 o'clock.
All right.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.